Ooh, jacket's looking good. Okay. Hat nice and clean. Okay, all right.
Vince, what are you doing? You look particularly immaculate for this podcast recording.
Oh, Aaron, hey, thanks. I'm just doing like a little fit check, but like feels like something's missing on this ensemble. You know what I mean?
You need a pop of flavor, a pop of color. What's that right next to you?
Oh, this? Oh, this is my Tokyo Treat box. And look at that. It looks good with this outfit. I think this completes the fit.
What is Tokyo Treat? Some sort of hot couture fresh from the runway?
Not quite. It is fresh, though. Tokyo Treat is a fun and exclusive monthly snack box packed with Japan's coolest and craziest treats. Each month, you'll get a rare Kit Kat flavor, limited edition chips, noodles, and the latest treats shipped worldwide from Japan straight to your door, and every month is a different theme. With this month's theme, Harajuku Snack Venture, you can experience Tokyo's trendiest neighborhood with this month's box packed full of fashion-forward flavors and bold tastes, like my outfit. Bite into one of Japan's most colorful and fun districts right from your home. And don't worry, Aaron, there's a cultural guide booklet to help you out. It'll give you fun info about Harajuku and the fashionistas that reside within, including my favorite guy, Yusuke Urameshi.
Oh, look at that. 3 layers.
Yeah. And you get layers of info on the snacks as well, allergy information, flavor profiles, all in the cultural guide booklet. Aaron, you want to hear what kind of treats they got in this box?
Yeah, send them down the runway for me to take flash photography of.
Oh, yeah. This week's theme for the runway is delicious snacks, featuring salted lemony pretzels, fruity fizz gummies,
Ooh.
mega marshmallow stick, garlic potato chips, and happy Harajuku chocolate cake.
That's a standing ovation.
Oh, and I can't stand to not eat any of these snacks, so I'm going to have this Harajuku choco cake right here, right now, for everyone to see and hear. It surprises me every time how good these snacks are, including this chocolate cake. It's simple, a chocolate covered yellow sponge cake, but it's so good.
Look, Vince, you look so happy eating that, and I think happiness is the best fashion accessory. And we speak from experience. Tokyo Treat has been a sponsor for, I think, years at this point. Every time we share the box with people we like and love, they enjoy the snacks. Everyone's a fan of Tokyo Treat that we've ever encountered. No one's been a hater.
That's right. And you can't hate this deal. And all you have to do is go to team.tokyotreat.com/KAME. Use promo code KAME at checkout to get $5 off your first box. That's team.tokyotreat.com/Kame to get $5 off your first box. Helps the podcast, helps Tokyo Treat, helps your fashion sense and your tummy. This is a win-win.
Hey, look, when you look good, you taste good.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Kame house party.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Kame House Party. Again for another week. I am Aaron.
And I am Vince.
And this is the universe's only improv comedy Dragon Ball watch-along podcast. We're going through every episode and iteration of Dragon Ball that currently exists in this timeline. We're doing it one episode at a time. We're making goofs and gaffs based on what we watched for your listening pleasure. But first, we got to get serious here, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Serious about cleaning, because we got to do a little something we call Kame housekeeping to let you, the listener, have as much to be prepared, as the scouts say, for the episode ahead. I realize I'm getting very mellow and like I'm very low. I went to a concert last night. I'm kind of tired.
I think you're just simmering.
Okay.
I think you're simmering and you're saving it. You know?
Okay.
You're like the triathlon athlete that's like, hey, all I got to do is get through this bike ride, and then I'm really going to hit my stride in the swimming portion.
Mm-hmm. And then I can shoot guns. Is that the triathlon?
Wait, is that... what are you shooting?
What is it? Okay, in a triath. All right. See, now I'm up.
All right.
In a triathlon, this is apropos, actually, because of the bit we do in a second. But in a triathlon, swimming.
Check.
Is it swimming, biking, running?
That's it.
Okay. There is shooting in one of them.
I think you're thinking of cross country skiing competitions.
Is that a biathlon where it's like skiing shooting?
That may be considered a biathlon. You're talking about when you see people, they're in the ski, they're in those skis that like let them lift their feet up out of them. And then they come to a firing range and then hold up like a weird thin like BB gun type thing. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is the cross country skiing event in the Winter Olympics.
Okay. So no guns is what I'm saying in this segment. In the episode, yes. In this portion, no. Depending, because the first part of Kame housekeeping is the world famous, UN sanctioned, and again, apropos of the previous conversation, Olympic Committee approved 1 minute roundup. I lied. Gun sounds. Pew!
Whoa!
Oh, I didn't see. What are you doing on my mountain?
I
didn't see you
I'm
there.
sorry. Look, my hands are up. I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat.
Oh, I'm not threatening you.
I mean, look, I'm hunting truffles.
Okay, you do have several pigs next to you.
Yep. I got a couple of truffle pigs. Easy, Sebastian. Easy.
What are your pigs' names? By the my gun's out of my hands. By the way, I was practicing for a biathlon. I'm not gonna be cute about it.
Oh, I mean that's impressive. My pigs' names are Sebastian and Maniscalco. And I've actually, it's funny that you bring up the Olympics because I want truffle hunting to become an Olympic sport.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, as famous gold medalist biathloner Geordie LaForge.
Wait a minute. George?
D. LaForge. and C.
Why? I tried so hard not to laugh at George D. LaForge.
That seems like a time traveling episode or a holodeck episode. He'd be like, George D.
Then when you go back to the present, in all the history books, it's Geordie LaForge in like the 20s with his visor.
He's steampunk.
He's steampunk now. That's also like my favorite Star Trek episode is when they go back in time. DS9 has one of the best ones.
It's
so the DS9 one is so nuts.
Not where they go back to an old episode from the original series.
They do one of those. But this one is like they go back to our time, the 2020s.
Okay.
and it is
To the-
spot
wait.
on for where we are right now.
They go to the 2020s.
Yeah, the 2010s or the 2020s. And a brief description of this episode. It is awful because ghettos exist for poor people. Stop me if this sounds familiar. And Cisco becomes the lead freedom fighter. The inciting incident for humanity to change its ways. Yeah. The original guy who happens to be a black man. Cisco, also a black man. One black man dies, another replaces him.
Wow, they made Cisco so important. Wow.
Cisco goes back in time to put humanity on the path to prosperity and to save the original Enterprise.
I know. All Kirk did was save whales.
And that was in a movie. This
Which
is
is
like
good.
episode
Yeah.
48 of
Which
DS9.
is important, but versus changing the course of history for humanity to reach utopia and to finally join the Federation. When you weigh them.
When you weigh them. I mean, there are other things that Cisco has done, but that would be another podcast entirely. Wink.
But look, we can't talk about other podcasts because what you just heard, aside from the DS9 declassified, possible name, is the beginning of the 1 minute roundup where Vince and I do an improvised scene to loosen or tighten our improv muscles to get us ready for the episode ahead, but also the 1 minute roundup proper, which is where one of us, this time Vince, has to summarize everything that we have covered in Dragon Ball thus far. All of the original Dragon Ball, 200 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I dare. Hold on, doing the math. Beep, boop, 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 boop. I think you have to cover six. I think you have to cover like 6 episodes a second, essentially.
Oh, that's some pretty good math. I think you might be onto something with that. So yeah.
But you can't. I see you're chomping at the bit to get started, but you can't until I ask you. You look like a ventriloquist dummy when you did that motion.
Check out the video to watch me chomping at a bit.
The doy dot the dasketball. For all you Doug heads out there. But I gotta ask, Vince, are you ready to round up?
Aaron, I can't believe you made a Doug reference in 2025. And I am so ready for this now. And here I go. Here I go. Collect 7 mystical orbs called the Dragon Balls. You get to wish for anything you want. And the story revolves around a little monkey boy named Goku who comes from space and trains in martial arts. He wins 1 out of 3 martial arts tournaments in his youth, makes a bunch of friends along the way, turning some enemies into friends like Mr. Piccolo. And then he fights off other Saiyans from space. Some of them die, some of them kill his friends, so they have to go to Namek, where he fights Lord Frieza, the baddest dude in the universe, achieving the level of Super Saiyan. And the planet blows up. Then Goku goes and trains in space. Then he comes back like a couple of years later, and some guy from the future is like, "Hey, you're gonna have a heart attack. Take some pills, and also androids." And then Goku has a heart attack, kind of in his sleep. He sweats a lot, and then the androids fight the Z fighters, but there's one really bad android that absorbs other androids, and then Goku's like, my son is strong enough to beat him, but I'm not. So Gohan has to defeat Cell in the Cell games. And now, 7 years later, Gohan's going to high school, and he's got a cool outfit.
We don't talk enough about the outfits in Dragon Ball. I'm glad you got to bring it into this roundup. But thank you for that lovely 1 minute roundup. I think you got those 6 episodes of seconds in there. And this allows us to move on to the next part of Kame Housekeeping, which is where we let you know we watched two, count them, different versions of the episode. I watched the original Japanese language with the English subtitles. Vince watches the English dub produced by Funimation. I don't know where it was recorded specifically. Who knows if I ever will.
Who knows?
It's some sort of bunker, I imagine.
The funny bunker?
Mm-hmm, the funker. Ooh.
Motherfunker, please.
But we do this and we funk it up because it is fun to compare and contrast. There's a lot of differences. There are little differences. We never know what we're going to get in an episode, how different the versions are going to be. But usually, I think for Dragon Ball Z, 100% of the time, the titles have been different. And we're going to tell the title of the episodes we watch right now. Vince, will you please give us the title?
Oh, yes. Here it comes. Episode 201 of Dragon Ball Z. I am Saiyaman. Saiyaman.
Or you go with the 90s Iron Man cartoon. That was just a bunch of clanks and went, I am Saiyaman. Look it up. Look it up.
Ooh. Now I'm trying to rack my brain to remember the score to Steel,
It wasn't
the
just
Shaquille O'Neal superhero vehicle.
It wasn't just a DJ Diesel set.
He wasn't DJ Diesel then. He was an actor. He was a big Aristotle back then. A lot of people don't know.
Big Aristotle.
Yeah. They called me the big Aristotle. Aaron, what's the problem?
A philosopher?
Yeah. I think, therefore I jam.
This is a good shirt. I think, therefore I jam.
Each shirt comes with a bag of Big Shaq gummies.
XL?
Yeah, the XL gummies by Shaq.
They are just okay. Because my type.
I'll pretend like I didn't hear that.
I'm sorry, Big Aristotle, please. That's just one man's opinion.
What's an opinion to a Shaq?
Hey, you got me there. I mean, I am thinking now. So, title is apropos. I said apropos too much this episode, but my title for episode 201 of Dragon Ball Z from the original Japanese, roughly translated, is, and it's very close to yours, For Love and Justice, Enter the Great Saiyaman.
Ooh, love and justice.
Going on a Sailor
Two
Moon
of the things
kick.
I'd fight for sure.
Mm-hmm. Maybe fighting evil by daylight and winning love by moonlight.
Winning love by moonlight?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, these are things that I wholeheartedly endorse.
I mean, let me ask you another question. Are you always ready for a real fight?
I am the one who howls at the moon.
Yeah, we're talking about werewolves.
Yeah, we're talking about werewolves.
But let's. This one's jam-packed.
Oh, yes.
Some new faces entered the scene, but we start off right away with Gohan. He needs a disguise so he can fight crime without being suspicious, and he goes to Bulma. And I know we've had a lot of Bulma hate on the podcast in the past.
Yeah.
I take it all back because Bulma smoking a cigarette is like the hottest fucking thing in the world. You don't understand how good that is for me.
I mean, and look, I will admit that early on in the journey of this podcast, I didn't believe in Bulma supremacy until this episode. Holy shit, smoking is back.
It is. I don't know. It's just like, is it because I'm a certain age? I'm not a man of a certain age yet. We'll get there. I don't know if the podcast is going to keep going when we get there, but it's just like, no. Yep, I get it. All the Bulma lovers, I understand now.
Yeah. Look, it seems like similar to wine. Every time skip, Bulma gets a little bit better. This may be one of the best forms of Bulma. Not only is it the fact that she is now evolved into a smoking Bulma, a literal smoke show, but she's also just like so calm, cool, and collected. And when Gohan is like, "Hey Bulma, I need like a costume to hide myself so I can have like a normal school life and still fight crime. Is that something you could do?" And maybe this is also adding to the allure for you. At least in mine, she's like, "Gohan, I'm the woman who routinely makes spaceships. Like, of course I can make a costume for you."
She said
she like
she's
negs him a little bit.
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
"I'm gonna put you in your place, little man."
I mean, yeah, that does it sometimes. In mine, she's just like, "Yeah, I'm a genius." Of course, it'll take me like, she's essentially saying, I can make you an outfit that works kind of like a capsule. It'll just take me a few hours. Why don't you go hang out with Trunks, who is currently being trained by Vegeta, who says it's like, I think Trunks at this point is probably like 8 or 9, if we do the math. And according to Bulma, he's now ready to train seriously. Cut to Gohan.
Bulma in mine, like Gohan questions her, saying, "Isn't Trunks a little young to train?" Says the kid who was in space at the age of 6.
Trained by a green man at age 3.
Trained by a 7-foot green man. And Bulma says, according to Vegeta, if he can walk, he can train.
Damn, that's much better than
obsessed.
mine.
He's obsessed with Trunks being stronger than you, Gohan. And Gohan's like, "Oh, cool."
Damn, is that what you're gonna say to your future child?
I've thought about how to be a good sports parent. And step 1, when they are old enough to, when they have locomotion, it is put in front of them every sport ball to see which one they pick.
Oh, interesting.
And then I become obsessed with that. So if they pick up a hockey stick, I'm like, oh yeah, we're a hockey family. Everybody get your blades on.
They go towards pickleball. You kick it out of the way.
Look, I have to do this scientifically, and a pickleball paddle will be there.
Okay.
Next to a ping pong paddle. All the options.
A horse.
Yeah. Aaron, I think I want my kid to get into dressage.
Hey, I know folks who do it.
Man, are you kidding me? Touring with county fairs? With the rodeo? You take the rodeo worldwide?
There's some shitty politician that does dressage too, right?
I don't know.
I mean, it has to be.
There has to be at least one. But here's the kicker. My kid is going to be so good at dressage that they get on the Harlem Globetrotters.
They hide the ball underneath the horse. No one knows where it is, and they just trot up to the hoop.
The horse is wearing J's, Jordan 1s on all 4 feet.
3 different colors. That's a fine. I'm happy you educated me about footwear in the NBA. That has other to say that.
It was going to be me, or I was going to let Matt Damon do it.
So we see Trunks, who is a little kid, very happy to see Gohan, but the main event, we've seen Trunks. Who cares? Vegeta steps out. Only cosmetic difference: frown lines. And in mine, the only thing he says to Gohan is, quote, "Gohan, you've gotten soft. No matter how peaceful it becomes, keep training." And then he walks away.
I mean, that is very blunt. I actually think Vegeta has a better burn in mind.
Ooh, okay.
So here it comes. Stepping out of the hyperbaric, or stepping out of the gravity chamber in a blue top, gray sweats, wink, for Bulma.
There are requests from her.
Move, Gohan. Bulma needs to see the sweat on my sweats.
I'm going to throw a wrench at an engine while she's looking.
She calls me Vegeta the Riveter. But okay, look. Here's the actual line.
Hold on. We can do it. And by it, I mean Bulma.
Sleeve.
Hey, watch the video to see to see a little skin from Vince.
Hey, fourth event of a triathlon, the gun show. So here's Vegeta. This is what he says to Gohan. Well, aren't you looking dull? A true warrior should be ready, even in times of peace.
Looking dull.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like, looking dull? Oh, like the unhoned edge of a blade.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I think it makes so much sense. And Vegeta's a little right.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is like the first time we've seen him in 7 years. Surprised he's still sticking around.
Mm-hmm. He's got to train.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the no paying rent thing's pretty good. Pretty sweet.
It's got to be better than camping on some moon.
Mm-hmm. Next, we see the costume is ready. Gohan has been given a little Casio watch. He clicks the button. It makes a dragon radar sound, which is very delightful to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Some Tron-ass technology happens, and his outfit is there. If you have not seen it, what a treat. Please look. If you look up nothing else, look up Gohan in this outfit, because it's Kamen Rider-esque with his helmet. Mm-hmm. It's got little bug antennae on it. He is in like a green gi with like long black sleeves and Saiyan armor boots. And he's very happy with it. I think the comedic bit that happens here is when Trunks sees the watch, he's like, "Oh, I want one of those too." And then when he sees Gohan in his outfit, he says, quote, "I won't be needing one after all."
Yep. Yeah. They give Gohan like something to say and like a pose before Trunks is like, "Oh, Chugi." Because I think Gohan's like, "Prepare, villains, for our true hero."
I forgot he does change his voice in the dub.
Yeah. So in his Great Saiyaman outfit, Gohan goes from being like, "Hi, I'm Gohan. I'm a teenage boy," to "Hello, citizens, I'm the Great Saiyaman." It's very silly and very fun. And he does look rad.
Despite what this episode is trying to tell us about Gohan's outfit, it's cool. Don't get out of here.
Get out of here. After a successful trip to Capsule Corp and a new outfit, Gohan's like, "All right, better head home." riding on Nimbus, and then he's like, wait, I don't need to ride on Nimbus anymore. Now that I got this, I can just fly. He races Nimbus. He has to pass back over Satan City and says, oh, this is a perfect opportunity for me to do some heroing to get people to forget about the Golden Fighter. Perfect. I'll go on patrol before I go home. He stops some out of control drivers. And then this scene is I love this scene because they're like, the guy's like, who are you? Who's this loser? This nerd? Like, what are you going to do about it?
Two greaser types.
Yeah, they are. They're very greaser. More cigarettes in this episode than all of Dragon Ball combined. Because the driver is smoking.
Yeah.
And the ride is also smoking.
Yeah. Look, it's bright yellow. There's a racing car number on it. 69.
Wink, wink. 8 cylinders peeking out the hood. Like a Thunder Cooper Falconberg.
Mm-hmm. Go home. Gohan transforms. He in mine, again, with more of the Kamen Rider analogies, he does yell out transform, even though he's already in his costume because he's a big dork.
Yeah, his poses are great. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that at the time I was too young to think of all the themes and everything that Gohan was bringing to the Great Saiyaman character from his lived experience as a fighter in space, a fighter on Earth, encountering other villains and heroes like, I don't know, the Ginyu Force, who do all the same poses that Gohan does.
Yeah, he in a Batman 89 sort of way, they do not take, the greasers do not take Gohan seriously. They ask him who he is. This is when Gohan freaks out. He's like, I need a name. And then he goes, I am he who loves justice, the Great Saiyaman. And this does nothing. The greasers laugh at him.
They laugh at the boy's face.
They call him corny.
Ooh. You don't call a millennial corny.
No.
That's like calling what's his face from Back to the Future a chicken.
Mm-hmm. I mean, correct, Marty McFly, but
that's right.
Correct, because hearing this, Gohan has a little tantrum. He says, "Don't make fun of me." I think he's like, "That's the best I could come up with. I thought really hard in that short amount of time."
Yeah. The line in mine is like, I thought a lot about that name. He stomps his foot like a child. He's so strong, he breaks the ground. The car falls in. The greasers are a little shook up. And then once they're quiet, Gohan, I think, walks to the side of the car and with one hand just like picks it up out of the crack in the ground and puts it down. And they realize he's the real deal. He's a real superhero. They take off slowly, and like you can hear, at least in the dub, one of the drivers being like, follow the rules of the road.
Yeah. Be cautious, driver. And this whole ordeal, Gohan landing in the middle of the street and stopping a car dead in its track, way more dangerous than what these dum-dums were doing.
Yep.
Like, this is a speeding ticket, Gohan. This doesn't require you.
They're getting off maybe with a warning, depending on how they treat the officer. You have done hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage to the road and possible sewage system below it.
Yep. Because they made fun of your name. No one knows what a Saiyan is. He needs to be called the Great Saiyaman. There's no two ways around it.
Yeah.
That's the perfect name. No one knows what it means except you and your group of friends.
Yeah, people don't know that Saiyans exist.
Which I guess is good. Everyone's like, I don't know what that means.
But could you imagine if Peter Parker was like, I'm Spider-Man, and we didn't have spiders on this planet?
It's like Spider.
What is that?
I know what a man is. You're not one. You're a child.
Oh.
Your voice cracked when you beat me up after robbing that bank.
All of your references are from a short window of time.
It says you're still in high school. But yeah, it's interesting that this is like I don't think Dragon Ball itself is making fun of Gohan. Because I don't think this is happening to like lessen who Gohan is. You know? It's not a malicious. I really doubt Toriyama was like, fuck Gohan. He's the great Saiyaman. I think it's just like, this would be fucking like, can I do a high school superhero comic, please? Or like, no, tournaments.
But we're not at, like, this is the point where like Toriyama's like, I'm gonna do this stuff. And they had probably already been like, yeah, you got like 12 episodes.
Yeah, it's like,
then we want a tournament. Sir.
Yeah. Ooh, Vegeta better be fighting someone soon. Goku better be back.
Cause I mean, you and I, we love the fact that Dragon Ball is so weird and it's so originally Toriyama, like, and he's putting so much of the things that he loves into it, and the fact that the research that we've gotten from Master Researcher Nick and other people, that like he was ready to wrap Z up. Z could have finished at the end, but people need that money, and Toriyama, given the chance, is gonna jump at a new opportunity to make some stuff.
He, as Bugs Bunny put it, ain't he a stinker? Toriyama just like a little trickster, I feel like. Of like, nah, I'm not gonna do what you want.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get there, but like, let me goof around a little bit first, please.
Which is like something that not a lot of creators today get any leeway to do, regardless of how good they are at the thing. Like, people forget that Toyotaru has been writing the manga for a long time now, in comparison to like the end of Dragon Ball Z and all that kind of stuff. I personally think Toyotaru is doing a good job at giving Toei exactly the kind of battle anime or battle manga that they want Dragon Ball to be. I'm curious to see, with a little bit more creative freedom, like what Toyotaru actually wants the series to become, if they allow him to like do all that stuff. But the who's the assistant on My Hero Academia?
I forget his name.
But using him as an example, he's had one shot canceled before a full volume has been released, and I'm talking about Red Hood.
Yes.
And only years later are they giving him a second chance to lead a manga project that's not related to My Hero Academia, Oter. And like, I've never been more excited to see whether or not something gets picked up or canceled. Just because like he's not able to do something completely different. Not that he wanted to. Like, it's clear that by the style of the manga, he wanted to finish Red Hood. And I can't wait till like, if this is allowed to progress, if Oter goes far enough, I 100% believe that Oter will have references and maybe lead directly into the Red Hood manga that was canceled.
Okay.
That would make me so happy. But it's just like we live in a different world where unless you are Kojima or Wes Anderson, it's so hard for people to see that you can do the thing that you want to do and make it a viable entertainment product. Which is all so much to say that we pack a lot into a school night for young Gohan to take us right back into the episode, because after saving the day from a traffic violation and hopefully hitting Satan City with a new hero to talk about, a new rumor mill gets started. Gohan gets home, and I love that Chi-Chi is like, minute one, look at you. One day with those teenagers, and you're already coming home late and wearing strange clothes.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't get that. She's just like, your outfit's dumb. You think you act like it. She's like, you look like a kid, and you're just so much like your father. It's like he's really grown into like that kind of absent-mindedness that Goku has, for sure. And then look, we get a quick shot of a little guy who we'll get, little guy named Goten, who we'll hear more about after this commercial.
Hey Jane.
Hey Jacqueline.
What do you think the most significant YA book series like the 2000s to the 2010s is?
Oh, definitely the Hunger Games.
No, I mean like
Twilight, that's the best
No,
one.
no, I'm talking about the Percy Jackson series by Riordan.
I've not heard of those. If I wanted to listen to a funny podcast about those, what would you suggest?
Well, I would recommend Unwise Girls, which you and I host. This is a podcast where we reread, analyze, and frequently joke about the books of the Rick Riordan verse. And we see why people call these the best young adult magical series of the 2000s.
And we always take time to declare which characters are canonically, factually not cishet, because Rick Riordan is not the boss of us.
Listen to Unwise Girls every Friday, wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by the Moonshot Network.
It's the next morning, and Chi-Chi and little Goten are seeing his brother off to school. Gohan changes into the Great Saiyaman costume and lifts off. Goten is the only one who's like, "You look cool."
Yeah,
and I like this thing. I want one.
Does the announcer come in at any point in this little vignette?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have anything he says specifically?
So the announcer introduces Goten properly and states, "And that's Goten. He's the son Goku left with Chi-Chi just before the fight with Cell." How?
I think they're being a little coy.
Right.
So mine is similar. He says, left behind before the battle with Cell. But I think, in what regard did Goku leave Goten behind?
That is the real question. Because, like, in my notes, I said, wait, does that mean Ox King was over at Chi-Chi's not to watch the Cell games or to comfort her, but to help with baby Goten?
I don't know. I mean, like,
Goku left a bun in the oven. Didn't turn that off before he left.
Yeah, left behind.
It's on a timer. It'll be fine.
Still hasn't risen. I think,
right?
Unless someone can prove us wrong, KHP research at kamehousepartypod@gmail.com. Because, like, I do think they're just being coy of, like, they don't want to be like, this Goku fucked right before the Cell games, and this is the results.
Vegeta finally told me that I don't have to just do it once.
What do you mean, What do you mean? One time.
Yeah, Vegeta, that's it. You only do it once, right?
What? No wonder Chi-Chi's so mad. Goku, I've done it like 3 times this morning.
Whoa, that's a lot of training.
Sometimes with myself.
Wait. That's how you use your after images?
Speed training.
I would also like that in this scene, just off camera, is Bulma and Chi-Chi, they're both just like rolling their eyes.
Chi-Chi's like, we have sex. I just have to call it different things to keep him interested in it. If I don't call it trading, he's not into it.
Bulma's just smoking another cigarette.
Yeah.
I had to do the same thing for a while.
Then I discovered the bath.
Goku overhears, bath? I hate that stuff.
Chi-Chi's like, yeah, unfortunately. I have to do it in secret at night.
Hey, Vegeta, do you ever wake up squeaky clean and wonder how?
No, I go to bed squeaky clean, but also dirty. Wink.
Bulma throws up because Vegeta winked at her.
The ick. These are gross men. Step one. Like, I think we can agree.
Yeah.
That these are not good smelling men. I'd say 75% of the time.
Oh, yeah. Because that 75%, they're training.
That's most of their conscious hours.
And speaking of consciousness, we gotta get to Orange Star High School. Gohan lands, feeling good about his superhero costume. He lands on the roof. We cut to class. A couple of weirdos in front of Gohan are talking about the rumor about the new hero. And they're calling him the Great Singing Man.
That's better.
Oh, yeah. What's yours?
Mine is Great Tire Man. So I'm assuming there's some sort of pun in there.
Yeah.
Where the singing man makes more sense for the Western audience.
And Gohan, he can't take the slander and yells out, "It's Great Saiyaman!" And both the guys are like, oh, how do you know that, Gohan? He's like, I know someone who witnessed it personally. And then the teacher gets in on it and is like, well, Gohan, would you like to tell the class? And Gohan's just like, no.
Look, you school kids, that's an option. If they ask, you can say no.
Yeah.
And I mean, they might go by like, well, I'm not asking, I'm telling. Then that's a whole nother story.
then you have to tell the story. But like, if you have like a snack and they said, did you bring enough for the class? You could say no.
No.
Then what are they going to say? Oh, then put it away.
Yeah.
In your mouth.
Or go to Tokyo Treat, go to team.tokyotreat.com/Kame and get a Tokyo Treat box to share with your class.
Share with the whole class.
Shut that history teacher up. Put him in his place. Oh, look. Do not bully teachers. They work so hard for so little.
Don't bully teachers.
But you can. This is a fun prank. If the end result is everyone gets a little treat, that's a prank.
Including the teacher.
Yeah, that's a prank I can get behind.
Yeah.
I think the teachers I think when teachers say that, they're just hungry.
They want a snack.
Like, did you bring enough for the rest of the class and me too, maybe?
Why was that not a Dunkin' ad? Could you imagine like a Dunkin', like the donut holes?
The Munchkins.
The Munchkins. If you cut to a busy classroom.
Pitch. All right, I'm Big Duncan. Pitch me on this.
All right. Listen,
we can't afford Ben Affleck anymore. I'm sorry, he's too much. We need something else.
Yeah. So you guys need a new campaign, not Ben Affleck related. So here we go. Matt Damon posing as a high school. Oh, dang it. Okay.
Okay, you're flipping through the chart. That's a lot of Matt Damon images.
Member can I put this in
this deck?
Kenan Thompson's is a teacher in high school.
Okay, love it.
One of his students is eating a munchkin. Kenan says, "Hey, got enough to share for the class?" And the kid says, "No." Kenan starts to furrow his brow, and the student says, "I've got more than enough with this munchkins box."
Oh, so we're doing a big munchkins.
Oh yes, yes, big munchkins.
It's twice the size of our normal munchkin box.
It's Big Munchkin Summer at Duncan.
Love it. All right. Well, we're gonna completely change the concept over the course of 3 months, but we love it.
Yeah, over the course of 3 months, they're like, why don't we get Keegan-Michael Key to do his teacher impression again? His teacher character.
Us, and then Matt Damon in a little kid wig. It's a Good Will Hunting 2 tie-in.
Excuse me, Master Huey Demon. Did you bring enough for the class?
No, I brought more than enough. I don't know what a Matt Damon sounds like. I'm assuming just like self-serious actor.
All right. Well, we just wrote 2026 Super Bowl commercial for Duncan.
Yeah. We followed all the guidelines, at least 2 celebrities. The unusual celebrity pairings.
Yep. Tall, skinny black guy, average height white guy. That's how different they need to be.
All of this is erupted by Vidal getting a call on her Dick Tracy watch. The police are in a pickle because someone has hijacked a bus at the bus terminal. It's a senior citizen tour bus.
There have been a lot of funny episodes of Dragon Ball, but the second half of this episode is 100 jokes a second.
I love it so much.
It's so much fun.
As we'll see, these senior citizens are a good time. Vidal is like quick to leave the class. The teacher's fine with it. Gohan asks, like, what's the hubbub? Erase is like, oh, hey, that's her pastime. She literally says her pastime is being a champion of justice.
That's so good. That is so good. Man.
Not a vigilante.
I wish that would be like my, how they go when you meet people, new people at office or at college or something stupid. And they're like,
yeah.
Give us a 1-sentence thing that describes you. Or what are your hobbies? My hobby is being a champion of justice.
Ooh. We all understand what that means. We can move on to the next person.
Hi, I'm Greg. And I like the Mets.
Kind of a Met head.
Self-proclaimed.
Let's dig further into that, actually. I mean,
Mr., Mrs., which Met are you into?
Which mascot do you want to fuck?
Grimace?
Sharpner chimes in. Even he has to admit that, Vidal is stronger than him, and her power rivals Mr. Satan's. And then Gohan has a flashback to the Cell games. Mr. Satan getting smacked once and flying into a mountain. And this is when Gohan's like, Copper Border hers? She needs help.
Yeah. Gohan has a full-on panic attack. And he's like, I was not worried how strong she was, but more about how weak she might be.
He goes to the roof. He transforms, does a pose for no one, just for the love of the game. Flies up, stops. Where's the bus terminal?
Loved it. Loved every second of it.
So, at the bus terminal, so much going on. We have three distinct goons. Trench coat, long hair, Uzi.
Yep. He's the leader of the bunch.
Yeah. Let's introduce him Ninja Turtle styles. Trench coat guy leads.
Yep.
The giant of a man with a mohawk, I think, drives.
Yep. Mohawk. And I think he's got those like 90s wraparound baseball shades.
Yeah. And my favorite goon, who's just a little guy. He's wearing a rooster hat with with big peepers on the front, and then a full face mask, like almost a medical mask that goes over his eyes and nose. Yep. So it looks like his eyes are the hat's eyes. I love it. I don't know who came up with that, but that's
visual
good.
Storytelling at its best.
He's really the only one who's like taking this serious of like, fellas, we gotta hide. We're doing crimes. We can't show our face. Sunglasses are a good start, but come on.
And like, yeah, we cut back to these three. They've already made a list of demands. One of the demands have been met, which was a bunch of money.
Okay.
And I think it shows
Classic.
like the big guy carrying, like he steps out to get the money and then he physically has to squeeze through the door. And there's like a little sound effect of him squeezing through the door. And he's like, I got the money. And the inept police are like, we've met your demands. Now let the hostages go. And the leader's like, ha, you thought we'd let these folks go? And then the littlest guy is like, hit it. And then they drive off.
The old people on this tour fucking love this. They're eating their little bento lunches. They're excited that they finally took off, wondering what they're going to see. One woman says, quote, "Gangster-san, can I take a souvenir photo?"
I love it. In mine, you just hear them like, because they do a lot of like crosstalk and chatter with the old people. And one of the old men is like, this is going to look great in my scrapbook. It's so cute and fun.
They love this. Videl is actually the first one on the scene. She's driving that classic Capsule Corp jet that Bulma likes to bop around in. She's a good
They call
pilot.
it a helicopter in mine.
Is it a cop? I don't think it has blades, does it?
There's no blades.
Yeah.
It's just, I think for the American youth, they're not going to believe jet propulsion is the thing.
Yeah, we've seen this 50 episodes ago. They're not going to remember.
Yeah.
She's really good at avoiding Uzi fire. She jumps down, hops on the roof. The criminals try to fire at her from underneath. She's avoiding. She smashes through one of the side windows and just starts pummeling the shit out of all three of them at the same time.
Yeah. It gets all dust cloud fighting, which we love. For a hot second, it's just dust cloud fighting with some reaction shots of the criminals getting bonked and beaten. Mm-hmm. They do shell out for a quick sequence where Videl finishes the fight with a flurry of blows, knocking out the leader and then subsequently knocking out the other two. All the old people, they love Videl. They're like, oh, Videl's going to save us. Hooray. Old lady's like, Videl, honey, can I get a photo of you for my scrapbook? She obliges. And then after they're all celebrating Videl's victory, they realize no one's driving the bus and go careening off a cliff.
The biggest cliff known to man, honestly. They
fall for a long time.
They're in a free fall for a while. It slowly comes to a stop. Videl wonders what happens, looks out the window, and it's a cheesing Saiyaman who safely brings them back out to the top. everyone's happy and excited. Videl, clearly stricken by this masked stranger,
Ooh.
asks who he is, and he I want to say like 10 different poses. As he said,
he does the fast feet.
mm-hmm. As he says, I am he who does not abide evil, the champion of justice, great Saiyaman. And I love the hands in front of you and by your forehead, you're
squatting,
knuckles touching knuckles, fingies pointed down.
Mm-hmm.
That's his end pose. And in Gohan's mind, in mine, he says, I nailed it. I really nailed it.
They kept that pretty much the exact same. It's like, yes, perfect, just like I rehearsed.
And like the ick of all icks happens. Videl no longer attracted to this dum-dum.
Oh, it's so fun. This episode was a lot of fun. So one of the things that we skipped over was when Gohan saves the bus in mine. The old people are all like sticking their heads out of the windows cheering. One says, "Oh, look, it's the great singing man."
Oh, that's good.
Another one's like, "Oh, this was so much fun. It was like a roller coaster." And I love old people in media who their zest for life cannot be quelled even in the face of doom.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say because they ain't got much time left, so why not go out in an exciting way?
Yeah.
But this is so fun to see Gohan having experiences that aren't life and death to the same extent.
Yeah.
The universe is not at stake here. Gohan just wants to do good and be a good student and then make friends and keep them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great start for the great Saiyaman.
It is.
And his rivalry, with Videl and Gohan balancing, juggling. Sorry, hold on. Gohan
okay.
juggling school. Gotta watch the video to see what that was in reference to.
What could Vince have been doing when he said juggling? Who knows?
All I know is episode 201, another stellar another stellar episode in the catalog of Teen Gohan's little saga that we're getting. It's so much fun.
Absolutely. At the end, the narrator says, his true identity won't ever get found out. Will it?
Oh, I like that.
Ooh, some foreshadowing. But yeah, look, Teen Gohan, he's in a dumb outfit. Love it. Like you said, it's nice that it's sort of the Superman thing as well of like, it's nothing for Superman to save a bus.
Right.
It's nothing for Gohan to do this. And the fact that he can do it means he should do it. And the fact that we have emails means we need to read some emails. Let's see. I know maybe this master researcher Nick one foist. So they write, this one's entitled The 7-Year Itch. Starring Marilyn Monroe. Nick writes, let's get this out of the way. Eraser and sharpener are eraser and sharpener school supplied. We did it. Nailed. Much like Gohan. We nailed it. Videl is an anagram of devil, perfect name for Satan's daughter. We did not discuss this, I don't think. In our last
Say it one more time.
Videl is an anagram of devil.
Didn't pick up on that.
Mm-hmm. Naruto was before my time, so I would just emulate Gohan, running as fast as I could and saying turbo speed from the dub.
Yeah.
Yes. Not sure if you mentioned it, but Gohan does wear his baseball glove in his left hand. At first, I thought Gohan was a southpaw, but after the coach's comment about Gohan using a right-handed stance and the left-handed pitcher box, I realized, oh, Gohan is handicapping himself to look less remarkable. Oh,
that's good. That's good.
And then finally, one minor disappointing thing about the translation from the manga to the anime is that we lose a great image of Goku and Gohan standing proudly beside the earth. Speaking of the manga, which name do you prefer for Gohan's high school? Orange Star High or Herculopolis High? What?
Herculopolis?
Directed by Francis Ford Coppola?
Starring Adam Driver as Hercule?
Tom, stop.
I love it. Man.
Hercule, we were robbed.
We were robbed. We were robbed in like two different media.
Herculopolis.
Herculopolis.
Come on. No imagination.
We gotta Aaron, I think we should start a covert operation to inject every major actor of now with Dragon Ball. Like, I have a strong suspicion that Timothy Chalamet watches Dragon Ball.
If he Beyblades.
Tom Holland, I think Tom Holland he's definitely a Black Clover guy. So we'd have to convert him. But like all the older guys, like, I want Adam Driver, who's the McDreamy of today. He was in the Sydney Sweeney movie. Get him.
The generic man.
Generic hunk.
Yeah.
Twisters 2. They fly now? No, yeah, you get
Somehow Twisters are back.
and somehow the tornado returned.
Yeah, I know who you're. Yeah, we need just it's gonna get into it. I bet at these Hollywood shindigs when you get down to it, once everyone's on cocaine, they got to be talking about Dragon Ball. There's got to be someone who like put Dragon Ball on. It's me. I'm that person.
It's Henry Cavill. That's who it is.
That's true. He don't party.
He doesn't party, but when he goes to suffer the slings and arrows of cocaine-addled peers, he's like, "Can somebody just put Dragon Ball on? I'll give you my Crunchyroll login."
I brought the physical discs. Henry Cavill's busy like cooking meat, building PCs and Warhammer miniatures.
Oh yeah.
I saw something where he was just like, I got to do a watchmaking class. I'm like, you brilliant bastard. You're really he solved it. Yeah. He did the thing that I yell about. If you know me personally, at some point I'm gonna yell about how like if you get like a bunch of money, you should just leave and enjoy that money. He is doing that. He's like, I'm
every
enjoying
press
my
junket.
life.
People, what do we learn about Henry Cavill? That he's got new fun hobbies to keep himself out of people's business.
He's just like, what if I just had a farm? It's like that Clark. Like, look, the Kents in Nebraska, they knew what they were talking about.
Sounds pretty nice. It does.
Thank you, Nick, for that research. I think we have one more. Yes. From Zoo, writing in again. There's a few emails. We'll get to this first one. Zoo writes, "Hey, Vince and Aaron. So you gave me a personal call to action to follow up on my first email, which you read in episode 309. Sure.
Yeah. That's totally us.
Okay. You told me to let you know what I was doing during episode 308, but honestly, that was yesterday, and I can't remember that shit. For 309, I was on the bus, though to be fair, I was probably on the bus for 308 too. I gave you the context of the episode I was replying to, and you had Vince in the audience try to guess which one it was. I was playing along too, and just like Vince, I got it wrong. It was episode 106. Vince guessed 200. I thought, holy fuck, when did I send that? Maybe double digits? Fuck if I know. So my answer was basically blank about something I did. That's hey. Thank you for responding to that. And honestly, Zoo continues to write. Also, to answer your question, yes, just like Trunks, you created multiple new timelines, and I'm absolutely here for it. Your most recent upload was 363, so I'm making progress. Not fast progress, but progress. You uploaded 309 in July of 2023, and I listened to it in June 2025. And to be fair, I did say I'd catch up in 2 years, but hey, timelines are weird now, and I'm clearly living in the past and the future. Yes.
Yes.
I feel real old. Looking at those dates.
It's crazy. It is so, yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
They continue to write. Secret code for this week, A6, D12, O91, Z7. KHP decoder ring? I need to find the decoder ring. Like I said earlier, you uploaded 309 in July 2023, and I listened to it in June 2025. The next episode kicks off with your strike in solidarity with SAG-AFTRA. If not for that, you'd probably be closer to the 400s range you thought you'd be at when I caught up. But thanks to you, time is fake. Keep fighting, Zoo. All right, so this is a blast from the past.
Wow.
Remember,
wow.
We were on strike.
Aaron, we've done so much.
We've done too much. I think we need to go.
There's so many things have happened since we began this. And Zoo, thank you so much for writing in with your honesty. We really appreciate it. We will definitely enjoy reading the other email that you sent.
Here's what I'll say. Zoo, you're a person of your word.
Yeah.
We asked and you delivered.
But I also you know me. I don't shy away from answering people's questions like Zoo does with honesty. And I had mentioned podcasting at work, and somebody followed up with saying, "How long have you been podcasting?" And I said, "Well, almost 10 years. We started in 2016." And they were like, "Wow, wait, that feels like around the time that podcasts really got started."
Did you tell them we invented podcasts?
I did not. I think I may have said, "Oh yeah, maybe we invented it." Like off. Like I literally just wanted to move on.
Yeah. We don't
because I did not want to go into the fact that podcasts actually started in like 2005.
Yes.
But like oh boy. Podcasting as an art form, as an entertainment medium, our contribution to it, and then everybody's contribution to podcasts in the form of lovely emails, comments, and engagement is staggering. How what was some comedians' idea of radio on demand became comedians fucking around to comedians starting mobile phone networks. That is where the podcast pipeline has spit us all out into. And it is so very funny that this is what America exports now. Podcasts.
We are the main export of the US of A.
That's right. That's why GDP's been down, baby.
We did it.
Gross domestic podcasts.
We gotta go. What are we doing?
We gotta go, Aaron. And before we do, just a reminder to check out team.tokyotreat.com. Support the Ichigo Co that supports us. also support the Moonshot Network, of which we are a part of, and oh, so grateful to be a part of it. So check out moonshotpods.com. We're also streaming on Twitch because we like playing games and hanging out, and hopefully you will too. So go on over to twitch.tv/Kame House Party and tune in to everything that we do. Every Wednesday, we play a variety of games and have a variety of fun. And we're on YouTube. Video game archive is going up there as well. So if you missed some of our Split Fiction playthrough, you can catch it in the video games feed over there in that playlist. And Aaron, unless you got anything else to plug, I'm gonna take us out of
just
here.
a little thing called Thinking Too Hard About Anime is back, baby.
It's back, baby.
New season just dropped. We're talking about Fooly Cooly, and it's a good time.
Oh my God. Oh, after this podcast, I have something Fooly Cooly related to share with you.
Ooh, perfect.
And before we wrap this podcast, whether you are hitting them poses like you know you should, or you're naming your daughter after the devil, but she's up to good, you gotta fighting.
Kame House Party.